Good morning, everybody. I made it. What is that? My foot kept sliding on something. Good morning. How is everybody? It is Tuesday, March the 15th. Welcome to Perkle. I don't know about that. Purple Pinky Promises. I'm Donna. And yeah, we're going to create a wedding card today. So while I wait for people to hop on here, I'm going to do some fussy cutting while I wait for people to say hello. Yeah. So good morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning. I need to move this down so I can see it a little better. Sometimes fussy cutting is a little bit hard to get that start rolling. But once you do, it's kind of important not to stop. Just kind of keep moving. So, good morning, Lindy. I am here. I made it. I have a little bit of a detailed project to bring you this morning. I have all my bits and pieces ready to go. This was the only thing I really had left to do. So I am finishing that up while I wait for people to hop on. We're doing a wedding card. I don't know if you heard me say that. You might have been waiting for me to pop on for a hot minute here. So, but I am here. Yay. I'm going to clean up some of my fussy cutting. And we are creating with some, of course, Catherine Pooler Designs products. So who else? Hey, hun. Hi, John. All right. Now, I did I did a little bit more embossing with some silver because I thought that the silver would be a better representation for a diamond. So I'm going to cut that out. I'm going to get it a good close cut. We'll see what we end up with. I don't know. I might end up putting some gems on it. Good morning, Sharon. I'm just fussy cutting. So I'm fussy cutting. I silver embossed just the diamond part. And I am going to see what that looks like on here. We'll see if we end up using it. I might end up using both. I'm going to pop this here to see if that looks a little bit more realistic. I think it does. And I kind of like it. I kind of do. Okay. So, so what I did was just emboss in both silver and gold. I used both the Ranger silver and gold embossing powder. And right now, I am going to see if I can find, let's see what we can do. I might just cut off a little corner of some double-sided foam adhesive here and pop that on the back. That's how much I cut from a corner. And I'm going to throw this on the back side of this, and we might have us some dimension. I'm just popping it down. And I might have to trim off a little bit right here, but not much. And I think we've got it. So now I am going to reinforce this with some glue because it's so tiny and I touched it. So, of course, I haven't used this glue for a little bit. Let's see. Let's take this and kind of. There we go. So now I'm going to drop it when I should be using tweezers, but I would probably still drop it even using tweezers. Just an FYI, everybody. And I'm going to put that on there like so. And we kind of have a ring. This also helps me move it, putting that glue on there. The fact that it's on embossing, an embossed area, that really kind of helps everything. So I'm just going to kind of hold it there for a second. Hi, Linda. Good morning. Thanks for joining me. So now we have kind of more realistic looking ring. So that is gold and silver embossed. Later we might put some bling on it. Just might. So I'm going to go through products now that I've got that done. So our showcase here today is the Catherine Pooler Every Minute stamp set. I'm going to bring it down so you can actually see the whole thing. So this features a bunch of different clocks. And before I go further, this set screamed wedding to me when I first saw it. And I wanted to make my whole thing was to make a wedding card with it. However, I have done some really cute, fun, retro stamping with it. And I am going to create a card out of this. At some point in time, I'll show you here. I'll either post it or I'll figure out what I'm going to do. I don't think I'll do a live with it because I'm already doing a live with this set. But some fun, cute colors. This is Cummerbund, this is Samba, and this is Minted from Catherine Pooler Inks. So really pretty, gorgeous colors that go actually with the new papers that have been released, and they're in the store. The name of it escapes me. They're brand new. Something about mom, I think. I don't know. Anyway, so this is the clock set that we are highlighting today. And the face of the clock that I'm using, what I've done is my advice that I have for everyone when you're cutting out the face of the clock is to stamp your clock, okay? Stamp it on a piece of good sized paper, okay? Then, which is not what I've done here, but I'm using this piece here to kind of showcase what you need, the process you need to follow. But so you would have your stamped image here. Then you need to die cut your circle out of the center of your clock. All right. Don't die cut the clock just yet. Just the circle out of the center of the clock. Kind of like this. All right. So it kind of look like this. All right. So your clock is out. Just the circle is out. So stamp it, die cut the center, only the circle. Then, of course, you're left with this, an empty space in the middle of your clock, like this. Then you're going to take your piece, you're going to pop it back into the center, put it into your stamping platform, and you're going to stamp the face of your clock inside there. And then you're going to stamp the hands on your clock. Then you can pop it out. Then you can die cut your clock. That's just an FYI. I used up all the bits and pieces of the paper that I used for my clocks, so I didn't have it left over to show you. But yes, so that is how I got that. Then I took some clear embossing powder. I took some Versamark ink, the clear ink, and I put embossing powder on this. I don't know if you can see it very well, but it shines. I did it 3 times for 3 layers. You could actually even do more to get it a more rounded, more full, thicker look, like the clock has a glass face on it. So that's what I did. You could also use Nuvo for that. And that is exactly what I did. But guess what, folks? Right before I left it to dry last night, I destroyed it. I accidentally hit it with something, and then it flung across the room. It's the story of my life. So I destroyed it, and I decided we're just going to do embossing on it tomorrow morning. So that's what I did. I redid the whole thing and put embossing powder on it. So I fixed it. That's the story of my life. All right, so there's Every Minute stamp set. We're going to use this for our sentiment. I'm going to hold it aside. I have used these hearts on here, and on the larger set of this, I have actually used this 3rd die right here. Or is it the 2nd? Excuse me, it was the 2nd largest die. Oh, I thought it was 3rd. It's the 2nd, okay? The Scallops from Honeybee Stamps. And then, let's see if I'm going to come here to these hearts. So I used, I believe it was the 3rd largest. I'm not correct. I hope so. Yeah, it's the 3rd largest circle heart on this honeybee set, so that it would kind of sit nicely on top of the heart. All right. Then I ran it through this embossing folder from Altenew. It's beautiful. I mean, it's just gorgeous as a standalone. I'm going to show you that beautiful detail that you get with it. Let's see if you can see that better if I kind of turn it for you. It's absolutely beautiful. So I ran it through the embossing folder, and now I have these two. All right. So let me just kind of talk you through what happened. So I started out with this set that we played with the other day, which is the Fresh Picked Floral. I wanted to use the rose because roses and weddings and things like that. And then I colored it, and I colored it using some Altenew markers. I will tell you, I used these 2 colors. I'll just kind of stop right there so you can see they're upside down. Let's turn them the other way. There you go. And these 2 colors are Morning Frost and Sand Dunes. And that's how I got this rose colored. We are going to use some really soft brown kind of farmhouse colors here for our wedding card. So that's how I started this card out, actually. Wanted to use this rose. And then as I started to progress with the card, I decided I wasn't going to use the rose on the front, but I wanted to use the rose because I went to all that trouble to color it. And I actually even matched up my colors with my Sandcastle ink that I had used. I thought, oh, I did a really good job. I'm going to show you here. I felt like it turned out really nice, that these colors are actually really nice together. So I felt like that worked out really well. So I didn't want to waste it. So we're going to put it on the inside instead. So this will be the inside sentiment. And that's just a tip for you guys today. If, this would make just a beautiful card in and of itself. This alone, a simple little card on the front, would be beautiful. But we're going to put this on the inside of our card. I'm going to set this aside. And so I wanted my front to be the linen, this linen background, which is from Catherine Pooler. I'll pull this out. It is an etched red rubber stamp, and it is called Laundered Linen. So this is the background for the card that we're using. And then I've die cut a piece of black cardstock from the A2 Lacy Layers. Now I have held out all of my Lacy Layers and my waffle flower dies to show you which ones I've used. So I'm going to go through that in just a second. So I've got the A2 Lacy Layers, the additional A2 layers that I have used for this. Now, this card front was cut out with the additional A2 layers die, and it is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nope, it's not it's the second one, excuse me. This is the 8th. This is the inside piece that I cut. Where'd it go? Here it is. This piece was cut with this, the 8th one. This one was cut with the second. This one right here is cut with the second. Now, the reason I'm bringing all of this up is how nicely these coordinate together. You can not only just use them with the A2 layers die, but you can also use them to get more layers with the A2 Lacy layers. I just wanted to point that out. So this is the 3rd largest that I used for the background on the inside, okay? And my card front piece is the actual largest die here. All right, so there's that. So that's those 2 sets. I just wanted to go over that really quickly with you guys so that you would know which ones were which. Hope I didn't confuse you too much. Yeah. When I say 8th, second, I'm talking about, I count in from the largest and I go into the smallest. So when I'm talking numbers there. All right. Now we're almost done. I told you there are a lot of bits and pieces to this. I have, from the clocks, I didn't point out which clock I used. I used this clock, and I colored it in with this sand dunes. You're going to get some white lines on this, but I colored it in with the sand dunes. And alcohol marker. And yes, I stamped it, just to let you know, I stamped this clock in Memento because I didn't want it to bleed when I was using my alcohol markers. So just an FYI. If you're going to color, make sure you use Memento. So I've got flowers for our veil. I did a 2nd generation stamp of Sandcastle for those flowers. We're going to put some gems in those flowers, okay? And that's all I used from that set. The last thing that, well, we're going to use this for our sentiment. So we're going to hold off on that. Put these 2 here on the front so I don't lose them. So I took the top hat from this set from Catherine Pooler, and it is Build-A-Snowman Stamps. I took the top hat, the bow tie, and I took the heart from this stamp and used it. See, thinking outside the box, folks. This doesn't just only work for Christmas, but you can pull this stuff out for other things as well. So here you go with the wedding card, thinking and making your supplies stretch. All right, so now I have also have some tulle. It's just from my stash that I have. And I am actually just going to tie a simple, we're just going to do simple, but before I do that, we might do this in a minute. Let's wait on that. Let's get our layers on here first. I feel like I need to get myself a little bit grounded on the process. So, this is the Kaiser card, Kaiser Craft black cardstock that I've used here. And you know, you have an extra 1/2 inch there at the bottom. I use it. I don't waste any of this stuff. I go all the way down with this. Let's see if I can actually see well enough to see what I'm doing. So there's our card front. And then we're going to pop this up here. And the reason I chose the A2, additional A2, is because I don't know if you can see this very well, but there is a stitching edge here. And I'm going to bring it up so you can see it. This fits right inside that stitched edge very nicely, okay? And you also don't have, it takes the guesswork. Those extra layers take, I mean, you could measure and cut them yourself. That's perfectly fine. But it really does take all the guesswork of measuring out of your layers. And it's really nice. So, there you go. My 10 cents worth for today. There it is. too far over. There. All right. There it is. Woohoo! Okay. So now, and I just kind of feel like I don't know that we'll end up popping this up at all. We might. But we're going to go ahead and set this aside. We're going to build this heart and all the pieces that go on it first. So, I need to put that back in there so that doesn't dry out. All right. So, all right. And here it is. Sometimes when you emboss, because it's lifted in areas, it's kind of hard to get it down. Just leave that there. Okay. This is going to kind of be the center of this. The sentiment is going to kind of go across the bottom. And I'm going to pop this up. And I think I need to pop it up on foam. I just think it would be better if we did. So I'm going to quickly run some foam through with the die. And plates. Grab this die real quick. And that should work. And turn it this way because I cut too much off. And all right, let's go. We will be using this for our sentiment for sure. So the reason I'm using the foam is because I want it to shape the outside of the clock, and I want the outside of the clock to pop up, and I want the face of the clock to pop up even further, if that makes any sense. So, so we're going to do this, and then I'm going to put some double-sided, well, maybe not. Maybe we'll just leave it like that. I don't know if I want to do, it kind of sits in there really nice, and I feel like it's fine. Okay, that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to glue this down. I feel like that clock has enough dimension on it is what I guess what I'm trying to say is it has enough dimension on the front that I feel like it works. I really like that glossy look on that clock face. All right. So how is everybody doing today? Making it through the month of March? I don't know why the song is going through my head, but I have that song in my head, rolling, rolling, rolling. Why? I guess because we're just rolling through March. Marching ahead. Keep marching. So, yeah. Where do I want this to go? How do I want this to sit? Yeah. And as you can see here, I've got a little bit of embossing powder on the back of that because of the number of times oh yeah. So I'll show you this real quick. It fits right nicely down in there, and I need to turn it just a smidgen. There we go. That's why glue is nice for this stuff, folks. All right. There it is. There's our clock. You can see the shine and the shimmer. It looks like a glass face. Very nice. All right. The next thing I want to do is I want to put a little ribbon there. I just think that would be really cute. And I'm thinking with all the colors that we have, even though we have some gold in those rings, I think I want to go with this darker brown. It's called Log Brown. This ribbon is Hug Snug ribbon. And I'm going to do a real simple little, I might need a little more than that, simple bow at the top. So I'm trying to decide if I want to tuck it in. Doing just fine. Find this frog hair. Ribbit. That's ribbiting. And I do want to tie it because I just kind of feel like it gives it a little bit a classier touch to tie it on. You could tie your bow and attach it with a glue dot. You could do that. But I'm not going to because I do want it to have that look that it actually is tied on. So I'm sure there's other ways to do this, but we're going to do it this way. So all right. So now we have a bow. And this little piece back here that wants to stay back there is going to have to make its debut, come out front. And this also, having the foam on here, makes it easier to tie it on too. It gives it a little more stabilization. So there's that. So we're going to trim that. That didn't seem to work so well. I cut that again. There. And we're going to go like so. Might need to be trimmed a little more. No, I think it's fine. So our clock is going to be right here. We're going to set our top hat just like so. And we probably do need our bow to be a little bit smaller because it's kind of taking up a lot of room. There. I got large tails here. Need to shorten them down. That's a little better. We could bring this down. I'm going to do the wedding veil. It will come down off a little bit off that heart, but not much. So that's kind of why I stopped. I thought, I need to know how much further I want it to go. I'm going to kind of go with right here. So just eyeing it here. I cut about this much off. Come on, let go. It doesn't have to be even because it's going to get scrunched. So here that is. It's going to go right there. I'm going to tie it up. And we're going to get that down. Our flowers are going to go on that. And I just think this is going to be pretty. Really, really pretty. Tie it in a knot. But don't catch that. And voila. So I'm going to cut those off. Hopefully I didn't cut that, but I don't think you'll see it anyway because we're going to pop this. The flowers are going to kind of go like so on that. And we will put those down with glue dots. So let's get that. Oop, I missed one. Don't want to do that. So now let's fiddle with it. Get that to lay down the way we want it to. Kind of want it to kind of go like so. So it's going to sit here like so. I probably will keep them. Maybe I'll bring the clock down just a smidge. You might still need to trim those tails. Just a smidge. Okay. And I feel like we are ready to work on some assembly here. Trying to keep myself organized. Make sure I put this back. Do you guys leave a mess in your craft room, or do you put things back as you go? I'm a messy crafter. Terribly messy. Terribly. Ask my husband. He'll tell you all about it. I don't know if he should, but he could tell you all about my messes. Cooking and crafting. Okay. Let's see. What do we have going on? Let's put some bling on this veil. I was thinking some pretty, that's too, I don't know if I like that gold. So I think we're going to go with these little itty bitty Spellbinders gold mix gems. I feel like they're small enough that they would work. I always reinforce these with glue. I have trust issues with bling sometimes. So you do you. You feel like you can trust it. I should be using, where did, there it is. Okay. So I'm going to go with the really tiny, some really tiny ones here at each end. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue here, little glue here, and we're just going to get some of these little ones. I think that's sliding off. Told you I'm not good with tools, folks. I can just... Aw, I hear a precious little voice out on the playground. I don't know who it is, but it's a sweet little voice. We have a playground right outside here. Let's do this one. Come on, you know you want to go. You're going to the chapel, little gem. Don't fight me on it. Nope, see? There we go. Okay. We're going to commit it down. Get it? We're going to commit. So there it is. So there's that. We'll have I am going to put it on. Well, do I need to put it on a dimension? Because it's going to sit up as it is. Nope, we don't need to. So we're going to use some more glue dots. So I am going to put the clock down. I'm going to make the decision on the clock first, and then we'll put these down accordingly. So I feel like the clock gets centered right there. I kind of have it at an angle. You guys may not just... My craft room is a dumped disaster. Never enough time to organize and actually craft, and too much collecting. I heard neighbor kids yelling outside yesterday, but it's cool here today. I love it. I know. What is it about hearing the children play outside? That is just such a beautiful sound. It truly, truly is, because it's so rare, it seems like anymore, that children actually go outside and play. So I love the sound of children playing and their sweet little voices. I love it. Okay, I'm gonna bring that up just a little. Maybe my bow isn't very centered. Maybe that's what it is. But now the clock is centered, kind of up. And we'll put this on some foam adhesive, double-sided adhesive. And put the bow tie there as well. Our ring is going to kind of go here. I have a heart. Maybe it will go here. I don't know. We might not use the heart. Maybe we'll just set this. We'll hold off on the rings and the heart for now. But I do know that the bow tie is going on here. Need to cut that off. Put that on. And glue dot. I'm going to put a couple glue dots on here. Nope, I didn't get it. Come on, grab it. There we go. Yay. So we'll just kind of have to fuss with this a little to get it. And you know, maybe just the fun whimsy of it is going to be okay. But I can fuss and play with it a little bit more later. But there's something about a veil. I just had to have a veil on it. Yeah, there we go. Okay, it's looking pretty. Really pretty. Yay. All right. And what are we gonna do? Should we just put the ring in the center? Clock. Put the congratulations. I thought I'd put congratulations down at the bottom. Love it. Okay. I'm liking it. So, let's see. What do we have? Oops. Do we have a gem? We do. Needs to... Sometimes these little puppies like to try to escape for a vacation. All right. I'm going to do the sentiment next. I'm just going to get that taken care of. So, congratulations for going to the chapel. Oh, going to the chapel. I like that kind of. I don't know. What do you think? Going to the chapel or congratulations? I like the clock in that it kind of signifies it's time. And the fact that it goes with the sentiment that says enjoy every minute of this new adventure. So I'm not really sure. I do want it to go across the bottom of the card. So maybe just congratulations. I do like going to the chapel though. I think it's really cute. I might do going to the chapel. Congratulations is a long sentiment. Although it would be kind of cute to go off the edges of that. So we'll going to the chapel. It will both go off the edges. All right. I think I'm going to the chapel. And yeah, I'll still use that one. Okay. Here we go. I have not stamped with this yet, so I am going to stamp it first on some scratch paper. And so now you see by, just thinking outside the box, this set of clock, the clock set is kind of like the little, with the sentiment and everything, can be used for wedding. It can be used for graduation, moving, like somebody retiring, moving. I love the versatility of the set. Oh, I just realized I don't think I got it very good. Yep, I didn't. I'm going to use a black pen to fill that in. I'll fill it in after the live. I'll get it after the live. Let's let it dry. I didn't look at it thoroughly. Didn't get it stamped very good. That's okay. It can be remedied. Not all is lost. Okay, so I'm using these Fawn Everyday Sentiment Banners. And I think this larger one is going to work. I think this one is maybe too skinny. Oh, no, it'll work, I think. I mean, it barely fits in there, but I kind of like the bigger one. Let's drop our stuff. Okay. So we're going to run it through twice because we're going to have to come back through and catch the other end. I'm trying to get it even. Because I did not stamp it straight. So now I'm just evening it out. All right, I think we have it. So almost there. We almost have a card made. So we're going to run it back through one more time to catch the banner at the other end. And I do not know what that is. What is that and how did that get on my card? My sentiment. Oh, folks. I don't even know what that is or where that came from. Bizarre. Do y'all have these? I don't even know. Maybe it was, there's ink on my... And I could go around the edges and ink the edges of my banner to compensate for it, but I'm going for a little cleaner look. But this sand eraser is doing the trick. I don't want to put it down with it looking like that. So that's clean now. I got it. I don't know where it came from. That is really bizarre. I'm not really sure. Okay. Oh, maybe I had some makeup still left on my fingers. All right. Real life. I'm going to check the back side of this to make sure it's all on straight. And it is not, so we're going to move it to sit down in the grooves. So I have positioned this back inside this die. I'm going to run it through again so that we get our cut at that end sized down to where we want it. And all I have to do is go to this edge. I don't have to run it all the way through. I should be good to go. And there it is. So, voila. Going to the chapel is done. This is down except for the rings. I feel like I'm going to need a glue dot to hold that down, maybe at the ends or something. And I'm going to let you guys help me decide what to do on this set of rings. Yes or no on putting some bling, like a big rock on there. A big rock bling. Yes or no? I've got a big one right here that I think would really look nice. I think it's bigger than that one. Could be the same size. I think that actually might look kind of cool. I think I'm gonna tuck that with a glue dot. It's gonna drive me nuts. So I'm just kind of rolling up a glue dot a little, not too much. I don't want it to well, nope, we're not going to do that. It didn't work like I wanted. All right, let's glue this down. So I'm thinking the ring's going to go kind of like so. Maybe I'll just, I don't know. I don't know about the heart. I do want those rings there though. I have decided that. So I'm going to glue down I'm going to glue the heart down. I think bling is appropriate. Yes. And that's all the bling this card is going to get. It's got a lot going on. So love is in the air. Yes, on the bling. All right, Linda, John. Oh my gosh, honey, you're hysterical. Okay, so I just want to point out that these little scallops do go over the edge just a smidgen. And it does look like everybody is voting for bling so far. Who can say no to bling? So Sharon, Linda, Lindy, all of you guys are saying yes to bling. I love it. I need this to, I can probably fix that here, and I'll fix it when live is over. Okay. So let's see. Okay, we've got this down. Can we move it anymore? No. We've made our commitment, which makes me giggle on this card. And I am going to put, I'm not going to put it on dimension. I'm going to leave it like so. And I'm going to put the rings over the top of it slightly on dimension. That's what we're doing. Or under the sentiment. Could you tuck the edge of the veil under the rings to hold it down? That's a good idea. So maybe that's a great idea. Kind of like so, to tuck it down. Maybe, let's see. Let's get our sentiment on. I feel like it should go up underneath the clock. I really do. It needs to come over. Now I'm feeling like the veil is too long, or I've misplaced my sentiment. I shouldn't have my sentiment so high. Wait a second. I don't know. Maybe we could tuck the veil kind of under the sentiment, so to speak. And then I could stick the rings kind of over here in the corner like so, kind of balances it out a little. I'm thinking. I think I'm going to slide it through, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm looking here. Good thing that didn't go down, right? Okay. So maybe, okay, I have an idea. If I want it to go down that far, I could tuck the veil underneath the sentiment. Yeah, I kind of like that. I kind of like that. So, yes, I'm going to put some dimension on that side. So let's see what we have going on here. Let's make sure I've got the right side. Is that too wide? Well, it's too far down. That I know. No, it is just perfect. All right. So now, into the chapel. So I'm going to actually bring that up. And I'm going to put a little glue underneath that so that the veil kind of sticks to it. And it doesn't go wild and hairy. It was kind of driving me crazy. I don't know why, but it was. Okay. So let's do this. Making sure we've got it even on both sides. Gonna hold that there. Maybe we could stick the rings here and we just glue it. Or we could stick the rings here. Where do you like the rings? Do you like the rings? And we might put a little bit of glue underneath to kind of help it. Under the sentiment. You like it under the sentiment like that? Or I feel like that really helped it a lot. It's still kind of loose and free, but it's not so wild. All right. I feel like I need to hold that down a little more. All right. So here on the sentiment, or for the rings, right here, or up here above the sentiment, below or above or below, you decide. That's what it looks like here. I feel like it's too busy there. I feel like it does look better there. Definitely under the sentiment, right? Definitely under the sentiment. I like that. Let's put some bling on it. Okay, I think we're going to be good on that. And let's get a rock on that ring. I think I'm going to put a glue dot under there so it's not so wild. There, much better, much better. Okay. So which rock do I want? I like this one. I like this. Yeah, I think I like this rock. Oh, that's so cute, you guys. Although I didn't put any glue on it. I'm going to have to really... All right. So pretty. I love it. Yay, we did it, folks. I have this stray hair that keeps coming on my nose and making my nose itch. And I love it how the ring, her ring is over on her side and his ring is on his side. And there is the front of our card. So pretty. You can't really see that, the veil as much, but it's really pretty. And in real life, it's pretty. You can always kind of bring this out just a little. It's pretty. And now we'll do this inside. Just glue it together. And originally I wanted this sentiment on the outside of the card. I could not figure out how to make it work with the clock. So that is how I ended up with it, like so. I don't know about the heart. I think we'll just not have the heart. Oh, thank you, Lindy. Thank you, Sharon. You guys are probably going to laugh at me, but I do a lot of daydreaming about cards and what I'm going to do, how I'm going to put it together. And this one has been one in my brain for a bit of time. So, yay. This will go on the inside like so. You could write on the left-hand side of it. And we have a card actually inside and out. Yay! So, just to let you know, this set has a lot of versatility. So, I've got stuff on my hands. Pull this up so I can see it. Bring it up a little. There we go. The heart might be nice. Yeah, I was just looking, overlapping the sentiment square and the background. Yeah, I was thinking about that back down like this. I actually was thinking it might work right there, or I just kind of feel like it's just not, it's not working. I don't know if it's because, like, maybe like that. I hate when and I think because I didn't really die cut it very good either. Maybe that's part of the problem. Sometimes I have to trim things when I don't die cut straight. It happens, folks. So I'm going to trim that and see if that's part of my issue. I'm just going to leave it off. All right. There it is. There is our card. And the inside, enjoy every minute of this new adventure. I love it. Yay! Funny how this card started out with the rose and it ended up on the inside. Maybe two hearts overlapping, the center of the bottom of the sentiment just still overlapping. Like down here. Yeah, two hearts. Yeah, another heart like right here and then another one like that. That would actually possibly work. or up here in the corners, or right here. Yeah, you could do that. Aw, thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Sharon. I love it. I love it a lot. I'm going to clean this card up a little bit. I made a little mess. Anyway, thank you so much, you guys, for sharing your time with me. It really means a lot to me that you have joined me and engaged with me. I love it. I love it that you've done that with me today. And on Thursday, just a little shout out for Thursday, I am going to I'm going to be using the new Distress Oxide. It finally came in over late weekend. Came in on Sunday. And so we'll be working with the new Saltwater Taffy color. I don't really have much of a project in mind, but I've committed to the fact that I'm going to use the saltwater taffy in some shape or form. So, yay. All right, guys. It is it's after 11 o'clock. Thank you, Lindy. So I've got to trudge out of here, and there's a lot of product involved in this card. So I may not get all my product links posted until probably late tonight after I'm off work. So just an FYI, come back and take a look. I will probably end up, I won't get a picture posted on it just yet. I'm going to try my best to get product links on here as fast as I can. I don't know. We'll see. I'll try. All right, guys, take care. Have a blessed day. Have a blessed rest of your week. Bye-bye.